What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am, and if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You'll be put in the back of a shipping truck and mailed to Malaysia. Yeah, that's right. Nothing says confusing like waking up halfway across the country in the back of a shipping van. Real talk though, guys. Hope you guys are having a good one. My name is Scrubby, and today I've got a story time for you guys about a teacher that I had that low-key might have been an evil villain. Okay, I can neither confirm nor deny she's gonna be a Bond villain in an upcoming movie. She was just an evil person, you know, just somebody that really thrived off chaos, and I didn't realize how bizarre it was until this weekend I was talking to somebody about it, and they were like, dude, that teacher is crazy. You should tell a story about it. So, that's what I'm gonna be doing, guys. So without further ado, buckle your seatbelts and let's get into it. Evil teachers on 3, 2, 1, yay! Now, something that I've noticed is evil dumb people really aren't that bad, okay? Like, if somebody's a jerk, but they're really stupid and they make it obvious that they're a jerk and a bad person, then like, hey, no harm, no foul, because you can avoid them, you know? Real, truly evil people come with those who can pretend to be super nice and likable, but like, low-key are starting wars in the background, you know? And this teacher that I had was one of those people, alright? It was an English teacher, which is no surprise. I'm pretty sure all of us just kind of understand that English teachers had to have, like, some traumatic experience to want to be there, okay? No normal person likes to read Shakespeare. Let's keep it a buck here, alright? No need to lie about it. We all know that to be an English teacher, you have to be a little bit of a psychopath. Some of them use it for good, though. Like, some of my favorite teachers I've ever had have been English teachers, but, you know, sometimes they just get a little crazy. Regardless, this English teacher on the outside had the appearance of, like, you know, some sweet little teddy bear. She was a new teacher. She had, like, just graduated, you know, and obviously thought that she was just the coolest thing ever. All the guys, like, low-key had a crush on her. For some reason, though, I just always got a weird vibe off of her, you know? She reminded me of the type of girl that would, like, dress up as Harley Quinn for Halloween, you know? She'd be wearing the Daddy's Little Monster shirt and get a little too into it. Like, she'd be like, ah, yes, I love it when I get hurt. Like, it would just get weird, you know? She'd get a little too into cosplaying as Harley Quinn. I hope that makes sense. Like, that was the chaotic energy I was getting, okay? A little bit of some crackhead energy. Some, like, I'm gonna drink a Four Loko, but that's not enough, so I'm gonna have two type beat. Either way, most kids thought she was the coolest thing ever. They were like, bro, she's so dope, and I just always had this weird vibe, you know? I never really trusted her. Like, I was never gonna go in after class and, like, talk to her about my problems, which is what some people did. And, you know, I'm just saying, personally, that's a little weird. I would never want to talk to my teacher about my life, but I guess some kids would go there after class and, like, ask her for life advice, and, you know, I just don't want life advice from my teacher. My teacher doesn't need to know what's going on. Like, I don't need relationship advice from my history teacher, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that boomer ain't gonna know what's going on. But regardless, I guess some kids just were so infatuated with her, thought she was so dope, that they would go in and, like, ask her for life advice. So obviously, over the course of the year, she had gotten really, really close with this, like, group of students, you know? And at first, it was pretty cool, I guess, you know, they did better at English, they felt closer to their teacher, no harm, no foul, everything's good, right? And then there starts to be a pattern, okay? All the kids that would go into her after school and, like, give her life advice, you know, definitely started to fall apart. Like, you know, when you get life advice from someone you trust, your life is supposed to get better. And all the kids that had trusted her the most and were taking her advice seriously suddenly started to just absolutely fall apart. Like, we're talking about, you know, they were in a good relationship and happy to, like, all of a sudden after taking this teacher's advice, they're fighting with their best friends and having all these problems. Anyways, of that group of people that would go talk to her every day after class and just get life advice and be weirdly close with the teacher, you know, it's one thing to have a teacher that you like, but, like, they were getting a little weirdly close to the teacher. One of the kids that was weirdly close to this teacher basically stops hanging out with them entirely. He's weird in class now, like, he avoids eye contact with anybody that was in that group, and, you know, he just kind of started doing his own thing, and naturally, he became a lot happier, right? Like, he started doing his own thing, and from one way or another, I ended up hanging out with him a bit, just between, like, him getting involved in different stuff and me and him having some stuff in common. I ended up hanging out with him. And so one day when me and him are hanging out, I started to ask him, and I was like, bro, what was going on when that teacher was giving you guys all advice? Because, like, everybody who was getting advice from that chick just ended up going off the deep end. And his eyes get all big. He's like, look, if I tell you this, you got to keep it a secret, okay? I was like, all right, bet, no problem. And he starts telling me that this English teacher is low-key, like, manipulating these kids to have all these problems so that way they need her more so she feels validated. And I'm like, all right, man. That's some next level evil genius stuff, okay? I can't just hear accusations of someone just being a full-blown psychopath without any proof. Like, do you have any stories? Like, is there anything you can tell me? He's like, yeah, okay, listen to this. So when he was hanging out with that group of people, he had this best friend named Aaron, and him and Aaron had gotten into a fist fight like a week before that he had stopped hanging out with that English group altogether. He had gotten in a fist fight with this guy who had been his best friend since they were like kindergartners, right? And he starts telling me that the English teacher had noticed that they weren't getting along, like they weren't getting along for some reason. One of them was being egotistical, whatever it is. Sometimes you just don't get along with the boys, and that's all right. You got to solve your problems, though. And she had started instigating between them, being like, oh yeah, they're talking crap about you behind your back, like, yeah, they're all making fun of you. I'm telling you this to, you know, keep you honest. Like, I would never want anyone to betray you or like misuse your trust, so I'm just telling you that they're all talking crap about you, and he's telling them to talk crap about you, like it's his fault. Kind of planting seeds that these guys don't like each other. And then she's going to the other one and being like, oh yeah, he wants to fight you, you know. I don't advocate for violence, I'm just saying, and please keep this on the low, but sometimes people need to get punched in the face. Like, she's starting fights between these kids. And so they get in a fight, and I guess after that, they had both kind of realized that, you know, what they were mad about could have easily been fixed, but their teacher had been telling them to fight it out. So they had both decided to stop hanging out with her. Like, this teacher was basically starting fights amongst the kids to entertain themselves, and then whenever somebody would be like, oh my gosh, the teacher's evil, she would use that to, you know, unite the other kids and be like, see, people just don't understand, like, the world is cruel. This English teacher is low-key starting a cult in an English classroom. We know pretty soon they're gonna have some weird amount of land in Utah where they're gonna be practicing English sonnets and fighting each other for the Fair Ladies English exam. Beyond that, he starts telling me stories about how girls would go to her and be like, yeah, my dad's being a jerk, and she would be like, wow, like, screw your dad, like, your dad's a jerk. And so she was making these kids like fight with their parents so that way they would listen to her more, bro. English teacher was just straight up being a psychopath, right? And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That type of person shouldn't be allowed to be around children. And he's like, yeah, but, you know, she does a good job at hiding it. Like, she acts pretty normal, you know? She doesn't text you. She doesn't leave any trail. Like, she just tells you this stuff over the period of a couple weeks in person. So it's really hard to, like, prove that it's happening. So, obviously, I'm sitting here like, bruh, I've had a bad vibe about this chick all along. I am big brain, okay? I am the smartest person to ever exist. There is literally no way to topple me, bro. If you're evil, I'll detect it. That's my superpower, okay? Call me, you know, the next Avenger. That'd be a really crappy superpower, being able to, like, detect if someone's the bad guy. You're fighting Thanos, you know? Like, Spider-Man's doing backflips and shooting webs. I'm standing there. Yeah, that dude... straight up not having some good vibes right now. Like, the vibes that Thanos giving off, very not swag. 0 out of 10. Like, would not recommend. But, yeah, that's the story of an evil teacher. As much as I would like to say that there's a happy ending, I'm pretty sure she still works at the school because she does a good job at hiding it. So, you know, if my school's ever on the news for a bunch of evil kids, like, low-key starting a cult in their English classroom and then escaping to a farm upstate in Utah, don't say I didn't warn you, all right? I did. I really, really did. So, if you were here for that, click off. I am going to talk for a little bit. I've been getting a lot of DMs about people asking me, like, about starting a YouTube channel, so I've got some advice for you guys, but, yeah, you guys can click off now if you really don't care at all about anything else. Like, just go ahead. It's all right. But for those of you who do want to be a YouTuber, I just have some general advice. First of all, you don't need a ton of, like, professional equipment to be a YouTuber, okay? I get a ton of DMs being like, dude, I don't have a crazy computer. I don't have a $700 microphone. Like, you know, I started this channel with a Blue Yeti and a laptop, all right? Yeah, it was a nice mic, but, you know, you could get away with, like, a Blue Snowball microphone if you're just going to be making videos. Like, you don't need a ton of professional equipment to do well. Even now, look at my editing. I really just use gameplay. You don't have to be some editing genius. You don't have to have the world's best equipment to be a YouTuber. Like, I really promise you don't. I also see a lot of you DMing me being like, yo, I'm gonna be like you, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna be just like you, and that's cool. I appreciate that you guys were inspired by me, but don't literally try to be me, you know? Incorporate it into yourself. Trust me, I was inspired by Leafy. I was inspired by Luna. Like, obviously, those people had an impact on my channel. But at the same time, you know, do you too. You don't want to be known as, like, the clone of some other YouTuber, whether that's me or anybody else, you know? You don't want to be like, oh, yeah, That's the clone of Vanoss. Like, you want to be you. So just focus on being you. You don't need the world's best equipment, and just keep posting. The only way you're ever going to grow on YouTube is if you just post a lot consistently over time. That's why I've gotten to where I am, you know? I've been posting pretty much daily on 2 channels for 2 years now, just grinding as hard as I can, and that's why I am where I am. I'm not as big as James Charles, don't get me wrong, but I can just promise that I'll probably keep growing as long as I keep grinding. So don't get discouraged if you're not, you know, at 1 million subscribers after a month. It took me like almost a year to get to 1 million subs of uploading daily, and it takes time. It took me 3 months to get 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, don't get too worried about if you're not doing the greatest. If your numbers aren't sick off the bat, that's okay. It takes time. But just don't give up on yourself. Keep grinding, and I can almost guarantee you that you'll find some type of success. But, yeah, I figured I would just talk about this in a video because a lot of you guys have been DMing me, asking me for YouTube advice, so that's really what I've got. Just start making videos, do you, do whatever you feel like you need to do, take inspiration, do whatever you want. But, you know, just do you guys. Like, it's possible. I know a lot of people say that being a YouTuber is a silly dream, but I did it, you know. I've done it twice now. I've got 2 million sub channels. It's my full-time job. Like, I'm telling you guys genuinely from the bottom of my heart, if you believe that you can do it and you put in the work, like, it's possible. Anything's possible. I know that you guys can do it. Just don't give up on yourself and work hard. GG. That's my inspirational speech of the day. That was a little corny, I know. If I'm going to get clowned on, I get it, you know. I won't take it personally. But on that note, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button, comment down below, and cop the merch if you haven't already. The No Joke, No Scam merch. Very swag, very 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And, yeah, follow me on Instagram at Scrubby if you do not already. I do give a notification shout out every day. If you turn on the notifications and send me a screenshot, in today's notification shout out goes to the very swagged Zion Dugan. Big thank you for having on notifications. Like I've said multiple times, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'm out. Peace.